Hey everyone, my name is Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty. I'm a knit and crochet designer living just outside of Dallas, Texas. In this video, I'm going to share with you my process as I hash out several upcoming designs. I hope you find it interesting and maybe even helpful if you're an aspiring pattern designer too. Grab your yarn and a cup of something and let's get to yarning. This week I am taking a break from my usual videos and podcasts to work on some designs. So I have Love and Stitches, which is my design business. I have patterns on Ravelry and Etsy. And when I'm making videos, it makes it hard to also work on designs. So I thought, why not take a week off of videos, really focus on some of the ideas that I have in my head, get all the hard parts thought out, and then I can get back to making videos here next week. So of course, I'm gonna make a video while I'm doing it. I'm bringing you along with me, and this is Design Week. So I've got tons of different ideas. I'm not gonna be able to get to all of them, I know that, but I am gonna try to get to work on a lot of these different designs. I definitely wanna make some more. I've got a list that I'm looking at. I wanna work on my different kinds of cozies. I've got one more knit cozy that I wanna make. I do wanna start on those crochet cozies for the yarn cozies, but I think today I'm gonna get started with my skinny can cozy. So I do have my regular can cozy here, got my soda because, I don't know, I needed a little pick-me-up. It's afternoon. Anyway, a really good place for me to start here today is with my skinny can cozy because basically I will just have to make some guesses to my original cozy pattern on how I will have to make adjustments, and then I can just kind of sit and knit, and through trial and error, I will be able to hopefully work through this whole pattern here within a matter of hours. We shall see. So I've got my skinny can here, which is just for design purposes. And I think I'm gonna get started on that first. If I do have time today, I'm also going to get my cotton stash out and start working up some swatches. I wanna make some placemats, but I'm just gonna work them up really small at first to test out some of those stitch patterns. And then of course, I'm gonna take you with me throughout the week as I work on more and more designs. So I will check back in with you in a little bit. My design process is a little different with each design, but I almost always design with my computer next to me. I'm definitely a digital pattern person, and my paper scribbles usually get lost in notebooks or they're hard for me to interpret later on. For this cozy, I'm taking a previously written pattern and making small adjustments before I actually put yarn to needles. I like to get all of my ideas out of my head and onto the screen before I start playing with yarn. All right, we're gonna do a quick little fit check here on the bottom of this can. I am just at the point where I've done a little circle here, and I'm doing this one actually in a self-striping. I just finished a single sock from this mustache yarn, and rather than doing the stripes in it, which I know I can add in later, I'm just gonna do a solid cozy. I'm actually thinking I might go back to my other can and bottle cozies and add in instructions if you want to use self-striping yarn. So I'm just going to kind of check here. This is a super precise science just to see if it fits to the edge of the can, and it looks pretty much perfect. The only issue here is, and I always forget this until I get to this point, is that I have to have a multiple of a certain number. So I do need to figure out that math if I want to add in another round or take out a round or what. So now I need to figure that out, and then we can continue up the can and see if we've really got it and if it's gonna work. The trial and error piece. Hey you guys, Natalie from the future here. I am editing this video, and I knew that some of my clips were destroyed. Sometimes when I record videos, unfortunately, some of the clips, they seem like they're recording And then when I actually go back, they've turned completely white and have audio, but no picture. So the clip that was gonna come next is one of those that got destroyed. And what you don't get to see here is that I actually had to rip out all the work that I did on the Can Cozy and start it over to get the numbers that I needed. But that's just the process of designing. It's trial and error, it's writing something down, trying it, changing it, and ripping it out. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see that part, but that is what happened. And now we're going to go into another design. Next, I decided to explore some placemats with cotton. I love using cotton, as you can see, especially for homeware, like my float totes. I picked out a set of 3 matching skeins to try out a chunky 3-strand placemat. I probably haven't used needles larger than size 7 in a year. What would you consider your comfort range of knitting needles? I'd say I typically use needles from a size 1 to a size 5 most often because I mostly knit with fingering weight. Let me know what size needles or hooks you enjoy using the most. This whole time I was designing, I was watching new to me knit and crochet podcasts on YouTube. These all came from your suggestions on podcasters to collaborate with. Now I have so many amazing people to reach out to, and you'll start to see more collaborations coming in the next few weeks. After a few rows with my knit placemat, I was satisfied, so I decided to try out the crochet one. For this, I only want to use 2 strands of yarn, since it's a bit trickier for me to use multiple strands in crochet. I'm also less familiar with hook size and yarn pairings in crochet, so I knew it'd take me a few tries to get the gauge that I liked. I decided that I didn't like the gauge, so I switched to a new hook for the next row, just to see. Just working on kind of what I like to call like my trash swatches. These are like the very initial ones that I'm not trying to make look pretty. They're not exactly the right stitch count. I just go for it. This one actually worked out really great. This is exactly what I was going for. Just a really simple placemat. I am gonna try something with more of a border, but this like natural garter edge does not bother me one bit. So this was just like lucky that on the first try, the needles and the yarn, it just worked out how my vision was. Doesn't mean I won't change it later. Now this crocheted one is a little bit different. I'm definitely not imagining this in black. I'd like it in the natural, but I just don't have enough natural to try right now. So I used a bigger hook on the first row right away, did not feel right. So now I've just tried a second size, and I think that's right. And this one's gonna have actually a lot of texture, so I kind of need to like look up on the computer because I'm not as familiar. Like I don't just have the crochet stitches in my head, and I'm gonna try that out. So that's probably going to end my afternoon because I do have some other things I need to get on and do, but I feel like that's a pretty good first day of design week. I've got 3 designs kind of started, a little bit of the thinking out of the way. I just need to make sure I get it on my computer. I've also been multitasking and watching little bits of lots of different podcasts that have been recommended to me. So tomorrow morning I'll have to reach out to some of these because they are awesome. So I'm excited about that, but back to some crocheting for right now. All right, it's a brand new day in our design week here. It is just getting to be afternoon and this is my time to design. So let me show you what I did yesterday. You saw this, which I'm gonna try with an I-cord maybe today. I did try some different textures in my little crochet piece here. I'm not loving this. So we're gonna have to try something different. I was doing black and I couldn't see anything, and so I switched to gray. Where I did make a decent amount of progress is this can cozy. And man, these things are tall. They take quite a bit more knitting. I think that I'm used to making the yarn cozies now, which are so short. So just getting used to that. I worked on this last night when I was virtually knitting with some friends, and then also when I was editing some video. So that's where I am at. I think today though, I'm gonna start with something new. I think I'm gonna try my crocheted yarn cozies, at least get them started. I have sort of the base of that with my float tote cups, but I wanna do a little more with them. I've decided to sit on my couch today because I'm honestly not feeling super awesome, but I'm trying to kind of like power through in a way. I really want to take a nap, but I'm like, nope. And I'm only feeling bad because I stayed up really late last night editing a video, still got up at the same time, so I have a headache, but don't worry. Chugging water, took some medicine. I'm gonna feel better soon. But anyway, I'm going a little easier on myself and sitting on the couch. I'm trying to pick out a crochet hook here, and I, for some reason, have 3 of this size, which I just think is so funny. I wonder if at one point I was using the H like a whole lot and I just got a bunch of them. Possibly this is also what I used to teach students to crochet, which is how I ended up with some extras, but I just think that's really funny. I also tend to use, I think, G a lot. Anyway, I'm trying to pick out the perfect crochet hook to start on a worsted weight crochet cozy. I'm starting with worsted weight because I need to practice some of the stitches, and I think it'll just be faster with worsted, and then I'll go down to the fingering weight version. But I'm excited to do this, and I'm going to be listening to Harry Potter while I'm doing it. Crochet works up so fast. I am loving this, the feel of this. I picked just a yarn from my stash because I never use worsted weight, and I'm like, man, this just feels like amazing. And then I realized it's DK weight. It's Madeline Tosh DK, which does knit to 20 to 22 stitches, so it is a little thinner than worsted weight. But I think this is actually going to be just the right thing because I don't want anything too thick or bulky because it needs to be nice and supple as a yarn cozy. So I think I've got the bottom here, and now I'm going to try to get some crocheted ribbing going. I tried a crochet ribbing with front and back post stitches, and I wasn't 100% sold on how it looked. So I ripped it out, that part goes by in a blink, and quickly worked up a different version that you will see here in just a second. Well, I was about to say that I didn't really accomplish that much today. Like I said earlier, I wasn't feeling too hot, definitely didn't get enough sleep last night. Ended up at lunchtime sitting on the couch with my husband like I normally do, and we were watching a show, and I was working on the cozy. So I did get a little bit more done on this, and I was working on my yarn cozy, and then I fell asleep. But that's okay. Tomorrow I actually have like a full day of design. But then I came down here, and you know what? I feel pretty good because I got one whole thing done today. This looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's not where I originally started out, but I do like it. I think I'm gonna play with some different edgings, but I am pretty happy with how this turned out, and it worked up so fast in crochet and DK weight. So I know I can do a lot of different fun little versions, fun little edgings on it. I don't know if I'm gonna have it come up like the knit cozy does. We'll see. I think that's something I'm gonna leave for tomorrow. But anyway, I'm coming back, and tomorrow I'll have renewed energy. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep because honestly, creativity, it takes a lot out of you. You can't like force it, which sometimes you need to be productive. Let's see how far I got on this thing. Okay, I'm getting really close actually. Actually, you know what? I probably need to stop because thinking about when you're sipping out of the can, you don't want your lips touching the yarn. So I think that's where I need to stop. So I can do my Eckhart bind off. Looks like that's done. Of course, I need to work through the striping on this, but hey, not so bad. This is the one I really want to get done and tested super soon. So I'm glad to have that almost complete. Good morning. Today is a fresh new day. This is going to be my first and only, I think, full day I can actually commit. Hold on just a second. There, is that a little better? This is going to be my first and only day I can like fully commit to designing for design week. So I'm really excited about it. I want to get a lot of things done today. As you can see, well, I don't know if you could see, I'm dressed a little differently today. Today I woke up feeling like casual. Usually I wear jeans throughout the week just to feel human at home, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be comfy today. I'm just gonna work on designs. I'm not gonna worry about any of the other, computer work, editing work, anything else, and I'm just gonna do designs today. So I'm really excited for that. You're probably going to see a lot of just like me knitting and crocheting today because today is our like neighborhood's lawn care day. So there will be a lot of noise once I go downstairs if you can't hear it already. So I will share throughout the day, but main goals, I want to get a second skinny can cozy going so I can work out the stripes. That's the one that I really want to be like finished and ready for testing at the beginning of this coming week. By the time you see this video though, it will already be into testing. But if you do ever want to be a tester for me, please just follow me on Instagram. That's currently how I'm doing it. So yeah, follow me on Instagram at Knitty Natty, and I will put applications for each individual test on there. But as you can see, I have lots of things in the works. So if you miss one thing that you wanted, don't worry, there's going to be other things coming up. I'm always looking for more testers. So I'm about to head downstairs, do a teensy bit of computer work, and then I'm off to working on some designs and listening to Harry Potter. It's been really great. Okay, I finished my swatches for this, which is going to be like a garter stitch placemat. This is the one that doesn't have an edging. And then I was trying it out with an I-cord edging, and I actually don't like it. So I haven't done much. I know you can't really, let's see, there's the bottom. But I don't know. I don't think it adds enough to it for it to be worth it, because of course it makes it a little bit, trickier. You have to pay attention. So I think this is great. This can be like a little coaster too. So now I just need to go grab a placemat from upstairs and do some calculations, because I'm gonna have to order some yarn. I'd actually like to make a set of these for our dining room table. And then I got the most silly but brilliant idea last night. Toaster actually needs a mat for his dog bowls because the one we had just kept getting wet and it was getting kind of icky. So I'm gonna make him a matching one because why not? So I need to go calculate how much yarn I'll need for that and kind of get that in my cart here or order pickup, and I can work on that later. But that's one design now completely done. My stuff and my thoughts were a little bit everywhere, so I decided to spend some time cleaning up my space and packaging my yarn, needles, and hooks together with my design ideas. Okay, I've been kind of running around putting little projects together here just to kind of consolidate what all is in my brain, or like put it out onto physical, tangible things. So let me show you what I got going on. Toaster's been hanging out with me today. So the one pattern, I don't even know if this is gonna be a pattern. It's probably too simple, but I have enough yarn here to start on one thing. So I think I actually might get that started, just like cast on, knit a few rows, and then I can put it aside because it'll be a simple thing to work on at night. Got my crochet placemat here that I'm not feeling right now, but we'll figure it out. Top priority, of course, is to get this one finished. I knew that I wasn't going to get a ton of designs complete this week, but at least started so that I can just kind of work on them in a staggered way. So I think that the next thing I'm going to do is finish this. And then I've got two colors. These are from my architecture shawl, picked out to do a striped one. And then I can have that pattern completely written up and ready for testing next week. I'm gathering some stuff over here to make a new tote. I'm really excited about that. I actually want to get that started today if at all possible. I have this other, okay, so here's the thing about this color. This one is called Soft Ecru. The one that I like is called Ecru, and I don't know if you can see the difference on camera. This one is just a regular old ecru. Soft ecru. Don't like soft ecru. It's like more yellowy and warm, and I don't really like that. It's not as natural, but I have a ton of it. As you can see, I accidentally ordered it one time, so we're gonna use it together with this black and pink, I believe. And then of course my little crocheted. I need to figure out if I want to do some decreasing so that it comes up, and then maybe a fun edging. And then I've got some yarn, I love this yarn so much, picked out for a fingering weight version of that. So we'll see what else I can do today. The day is still young, it's only 11, so I'm excited. So I've got a friend coming over soon, which is exciting. First house guest since quarantine. So I am going to get some computer work done here on my pattern. So then when she's here, we can just hang out. She's a knitter too, which makes it super awesome. So I'm actually gonna get a ton of work done. I just might, trying to adjust my tripod, I just might not be able to show you. But anyway, I'm excited to have somebody come over, and I'm excited that I feel like I'm making a good amount of progress today. I do want to show you, I started on the fingering weight yarn cozy, crocheted yarn cozy, and I love crocheting with fingering weight. Hold on. Ooh, I don't know, man, it just feels so nice. So I'm excited about that. It's working up decently fast. Of course, not as fast as the DK weight, but I'm glad to have that one started too. And then I can work on more, once I get the numbers down, then I can just work on more variations of that as time goes on. So feeling good, ready to get this, the second skinny can cozy going. Just a quick reminder here, if you'd like to test knit or crochet for me, make sure you're following me on Instagram. I put out a new test call for each test, typically on Mondays. And there are tips for getting picked as a pattern tester in my Instagram story highlights. One of the most important things I look for is people who can take great pictures of their finished objects. All right, so it's the fourth day. It's actually a Friday. And this is not really gonna be a full design day for me. I've got a lot of other things going on, appointments, videos to make, meetings actually. But while I'm not gonna get to record a lot, I will be working on my designs because now I have so many of them. I've got all of my thinking out, which is really what this week was about, is to get the hard part, which is just getting started. And then now moving forward, I can just kind of work on things even at night, because then it's not so much work because I feel like I'm just kind of knitting. So I will show you what I have done since last night. No more on this one yet, but I did work on, where is it? Oh, I keep putting everything in the same basket. I did work more on my fingering weight one. You guys, I still love how this feels. So I'm hoping that's gonna work. I haven't tested it yet with a ball of yarn, but I hope that it's the right size. I need to test it now soon, but I really love crocheting with fingering weight. It's so nice. I worked a little bit on my little placemat, which again, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a design or just something I throw up on my blog, because it's really not like design, like it's just so simple. I'll probably just throw it up on my blog. But then I have been working on my skinny can cozy, getting the stripes worked out. Isn't this so fun? My architecture colors. So this is something that I want to go ahead and finish here, hopefully today, while we are doing some other activities. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back and show you anything else, because I do wanna leave some things mysterious in a way. Plus, definitely make sure you're watching my podcast because I will talk about things as I finish them up. But if I don't come back, then I just want to say thank you for watching this week. I hope you enjoyed that design process. It's kind of funny. It's different for everyone. If you're a designer, let me know. Like, is your design process similar or different? Do you work on one design at a time? Do you do a bunch of different ones? Just what's your process like? I'm super interested. This is not how I usually do things, but I really did like just taking a week to like get things started. Maybe I'll do that once a quarter. I think it's a good way just to like hit refresh and like get a bunch of ideas hashed out, and then I can just work on them. So we'll see. It's definitely something I'm going to consider. I still have so many more ideas. I wish I had like 3 weeks to just do this, but I also miss doing my videos, so I got to get back to that. I mean, obviously I was making a video the whole time I was designing, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was interesting and fun. If you have ideas for future videos, or you want to see like another design video, maybe one pattern start to finish, let me know. I'm super open to it, and I will see you guys next week. No, probably Thursday, because it's probably going to go up on a Tuesday, so probably for my podcast. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye.